What do you think? Are you ready? Good morning, everyone. We have someone special with us, two someone specials. We always refer to the cleanup crew here. I'm Nancy O, my husband Rick. You're joining us with Cooking with Nancy. I want you to meet Milton and Jasper, and they're our cleanup crew. When we refer to them, they like to scour the floor and clean up. So we're going to put them back on the floor. We're going to wash our hands. Rick, you go ahead and wash yours, and I'll start talking. Today, we are going to do a wonderful, wonderful treat for you. And we're going to start out, of course, by showing you our tower garden. And we would like to share our growth of our seeds that we planted last week. So while you guys are looking at the video, I'm going to sneak over and wash my hands.
Okay, and on our seeds.
Hang on, we're not quite ready. I threw our recipe on the ground.
Oh.
Okay, I'm back. So that is our strawberry plants going, and we enjoyed a lot of strawberries off of those plants this week. My seeds are due to arrive this week, but I want to show you the growth on our the seeds we showed you how to plant last week and how fast these grow. So Rick, do you want to show them what we all have growing over there?
Over here in our first row, is our Tiny Tim tomatoes. They're just barely starting there. We have a row of our lettuces. We have rainbow chard. You can see the reddish yellow colors in there. We have a gourmet lettuce, another lettuce back here. The cauliflower is just starting to peak up. We have a row of spinach here. There's one of them poking up now. And then in the back we have our kale. And then over in our next one, as you remember, we mark everything so we know what they are. These are our baby greens. These are our mild. These are our spicy. And we have the row of basil starting to poke up. The dill and cilantro is not coming in yet. Neither is the celery or the sage. Then we have our arugula, which is poked up pretty good, and the pak choy, which is still working on it.
I tell you, the growth is tremendous. This is just 1 week because we did this just last week on camera and showed you how to plant these. And the reason for that chart that Rick was talking about, here, we have one of those and I'll show them. So we can remember exactly what we planted. And we have done this before without doing this, and we find it really, really easy then when we go to transfer to the tower. Okay, one more thing that I'm so excited about that I want to show you. Look what arrived at my house. My new merchandise, and I have t-shirts now available if anyone is interested in them. They say Inspirations by Nancy, inspiring you from the inside out. We have a beautiful green here. We have gray, the navy, and then of course, what do they call it? Charcoal gray. I couldn't think of the color. So I am very, very excited. We have our merchandise going now, and this is just so much fun doing this with everyone. So today we are going to have a treat. I don't know if you guys know this, but I used to bake and make wedding cakes and do all kinds of fun things, birthday cakes. And so sometimes I have to add my little decorating skills into things. Well, today you're going to get just a small taste of it. We're going to make some brownies, but they're going to be made out of zucchini. So I want to talk about zucchinis for a little bit. You know, we bought these from the store because we don't have them growing on our tower right now. But during the summer, we grow zucchini and we have so much zucchini, we don't know what to do with it. Well, we are shredding it at our house, or we chop it, we put it in the freezer. I think I've told you this before. When I make chili, I throw it into my chili. I add it to just about everything because why not get extra nutrition where you can get it? So zucchini is a very, very versatile. It's in the squash family, actually, and it's rich in vitamins. It's got minerals and plant compounds that are so good for you. It offers several health benefits, ranging from improved digestion and lowers the risk of heart disease. So why not include it in everything? You know, you can put this in pancakes if you want it, guys. So that is why I am making zucchini brownies. I want to tell you that when I first made the zucchini brownies, I had to trick my poor grandson and tell him that they were new brownie recipe. And after he ate them, they are his favorite brownies now. And I had to confess up that I had put zucchini in them, and he didn't care, which really surprised me. He's a very picky eater, and that's why I love him so much. He makes such a challenge for me, trying to hide vegetables and things in his food. So this has turned out to be really great. One of the other ingredients in this, and this is such a fun fact that I just want to share with you. I have here some cocoa beans. And I don't know if you can see, this is a cocoa bean. These grow in pods. I have actually broken apart a pod before, and it's all slimy, and it's really interesting. But they take the beans and they dry them and they process them, and that's what creates your cocoa powder that we will be using. But I'm gonna pull this little crazy thing up here. This is a very, very old-fashioned, it is a cocoa pot. Let me hold it up. See how fancy it is? So this belonged to a friend of mine, and when she passed away, I inherited it because I always used to make lots and lots of chocolates. And this is the little matching cup that goes with it. So in the Mayan civilization, this was a delicacy to have hot chocolate. So I just thought it was really cool, since I used to do so much candy making, that to have one of these just as a remembrance of her. But only the wealthy and the rich. If you had hot chocolate, you were very wealthy back in the day. And I am telling you, that's way back in the day. Now it's at our fingertips. So when you have a really good cup of chocolate, just think of all the niceties of where it came from. So this is just a little trivia for you. I just love my chocolate pot. So today you can see we have pre-made a brownie, but we're going to show you how to make a brownie. So, oh, and before I do that, I was talking about the chocolate. Let's talk about the health benefits of cocoa powder. So this is cocoa powder, and you can get it made from all different ways. And so cocoa powder is very, very rich in polyphenols, and which have significant health benefits, including reduced inflammation and improved cholesterol levels. So they've done a lot of studies on cocoa. However, though, remember that in the processing of it, some of that nutritional value has been taken away. That's why I push the Tower Garden so much, so there's no processing. But when you want to add cocoa to your products here, you are get a good grade of cocoa, and you will be doing really well. It also has natural occurring antioxidants, and just like in fruits, wine, vegetables, tea, and chocolate, of course. And studies reveal that cocoa is rich in flavonoids, which it creates a blood flow, so it lowers your blood pressure and improves your nitric acid levels and your blood vessel functions. So this is all really, really good. And of course, we're talking in cocoa powder, not anything sweetened. So this is something to keep in mind, but we will be adding sugar to our recipe today. But I don't want everybody to think, oh my gosh, it's chocolate. Chocolate does have some health benefits. And now something else I want to tell you, in our recipe, I am using cocoa powder, but there's also cocoa powders out there. Like I have one here that's an Aztec cocoa powder. So you could substitute any type of cocoa powder you want to give it different flavors. So you can experiment with this recipe. It is a very good recipe. So we are using a food processor for this, and I am going to put Rick in charge here, and I'm going to hand him some ingredients. We are going to start with 1.5 cups of zucchini. Now the recipe calls for a chunk. When you chunk it, tap it down so you get a nice filled measuring cup of it. Ours happens to be shredded because ours was in the freezer. Remember, I freeze everything, right? So we're gonna put that in there. We are going to also add 3 tablespoons of melted butter. Coming in, you ready? Oh, thanks. And what do we got next? 3 large eggs. And this recipe is really easy to put together. If you don't have a food processor, try a blender for blending up this product and then hand mixing it together. We're also going to add a teaspoon of our homemade vanilla. Okay, oh, look at you helping me out. Okay, I think at this point we need to blend it so it's nice and smooth. And he's just using it on the pulse so we can get it all mixed in. The more I use my food processor, if you don't have one and you're going to get into really growing vegetables and doing things like that, yes, you need to have a food processor. It makes it so much easier and quicker for doing things. Okay, now we are going to add our, we have some, whoops, let me pull the ingredients over. Some sugar we're going to add. I think it's about 2/3 of a cup or 3/4 of a cup. 2/3 cup of the cocoa powder and some flour. Now guys, this is only a 1/2 cup of flour, so you can see this is a whole 9 by 13 container of brownies and you're only using 1/2 cup of flour. And you could, did I say brownies?
9 by 13.
Oh, 9 by 9, sorry. And then you're going to add your salt and your baking powder. Okay, and he's going to pulse that together. Okay, are we ready? Oh, might need a little more. He needs to scrape down the side. It is little smoky in there when you took that lid off. But the chocolate smell is so wonderful. This brownie is so good, guys. You think it's enough? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to add some chocolate chips. Now, I got mini ones here because that's what I have on hand. You can use regular mini, whatever. But what you're going to do is you're going to pulse them just to break up the chips. They don't have to be blended really long. Go ahead. Get a pan here. So they have little chunky pieces in there that are going to melt when you bake this. This is such a scrumptious recipe. So now we're going to put this in a 9 by 9 square pan. We already sprayed it with some cooking oil. And then we are going to throw it in the oven. Yep, just throw it in the oven and cook it on 350 for about 25 to 30 minutes. These brownies are very, very moist because they have the zucchini in them. Oh, that looks so good. Oh my gosh. I can smell the chocolate, guys, and I love chocolate. Isn't this just wonderful? I know you guys are drooling, but you're going to have to whip these up yourself. Okay. So I'm going to move this over here. And now I'm going to talk about, we're going to throw those in the oven, and I'm going to show you how to ice these. And then we will be ready to go. You want to zap that other one for me, Rick?
Is that a 50% color?
No, I just did 30 seconds, so do about 20. So what we're doing here is we're taking our mini chocolate chips. This is going to be the frosting. And this is just 3/4 a cup of chocolate chips. And I have heavy whipping cream here because I happen to have it on hand. You can also use milk, but we're just going to throw 3 tablespoons in, and we're going to put it in the microwave and melt it. I melt mine at 30 seconds on high and stir, and chocolate loves to be stirred, guys. If you really zap it hard, it's going to burn. So just zap it at 30 seconds and stir it. Now I had one that we just reheated over here. Let me show them how to stir it up. And you can see how it just kind of stirs really, really nice. Okay, and this is what, so you have your chocolate chips and your whipping cream in here, or your milk, whatever you have on hand. Guys, you don't have to go out and buy anything expensive. Use what you have on hand. I had chocolate chips on hand. I used what I had on hand. If you want milk chocolate chips, use milk chocolate. If you like the dark chocolate, use the semi-sweet. whatever is your preference. Now I am just going to pour this over the cooled brownies. That's why we made these ahead of time. And I'm just going to spread it out. Oh, thanks, Rick. Probably would have helped if we had that other light on sooner, guys. Did you see the light go on? Now see how scrumptious that looks? Okay, now I am going to tell you, you're having company today, and what are you going to do for company? So you're going to whip these brownies together. Okay, there's two things you can do. This is, I picked this strawberry off the tower right before we started. There's a little knife. Here's one. You can see that there's still, the blossom is still on there. That's how fresh these are. There is not a brown leaf on this. This is the freshest you can get a brownie straight from a tower garden. I mean, a strawberry for your brownies. I'm going to just cut the top off. And look at this. You cut that brownie in half and you can do a sweet little decoration on there. You could divide it up into squares and you could put a little strawberry on each one. You do need to refrigerate this for about an hour until that icing sets. The other thing you can do if you're trying to trick the kids into eating it, I know this is a sugar product, but you could use what is called a little sugar lay-on. Let me move this back so you guys can see these. So what these are, just little candies you can get at the grocery store. This is just a little bitty flower. These are stars. These are hearts. And what about with Valentine's Day? Maybe you want to put a little pink heart in there. And look at how sweet that is. Even just to add a little decoration to that, you could add some around the sides if you wanted. But to be honest with you, to keep it healthy, you could just keep it at this. If you wanted to add raspberries and fruit to the middle, how wonderful would that taste and how delicious. So you guys, I have made an absolutely wonderful dessert for everyone. And I hope you guys try this recipe. And I really would like to hear your feedback when you try it, because my grandson thinks these are the best brownies in the world and I want you to enjoy them also. So how did everybody do with their, did anybody go out and make their Swiss chard chips? I said it right. So we enjoyed our Swiss chard chips last week. Remember the Swiss chard that we grew on the tower garden last week? Well, we have made those chips. We have enjoyed them in a salad. I wanted to tell you the special salad we created. And we like having like a Mexican type themed salad. We did a salad and we did our tomatoes and that in there. And we did our homemade salsa. The tomatoes were from the tower garden. You know how many tomatoes we grew. And we mixed it with just a smidgen of ranch dressing. And we had a little Mexican feast, and that was our chips on the top, and it was so delicious. So I want you to really be thinking about, what would you like to start doing health-wise? Would you like to start growing on a tower garden? Would you like to start having better nutrition put into your body? Because this is so very important to have a really, really good level of good nutrition in your body. I am very excited that my numbers and my blood work have gotten better, and I would like that for you also. So I am, when I say inspiring you from the inside out, I am trying to inspire you to put good things inside your body so you feel good on the outside. It will help with your skin, your collagen, everything. So if you feel you are ready to take a big healthy step and start the plunge with starting to eat healthier, give me a call. I would love to share my tower garden with you and all the wonderful, wonderful things. Or not my call, reach out to me through my website or through email, whichever way you prefer. And I would love to get you started on this wonderful program that we're doing. And it's so exciting to just feel like you're doing something wonderful for yourself. So we will see you all in 2 weeks. We will not be here next week, but in 2 weeks we will be back, and we have a special cauliflower pizza we will be making next time, which we can't wait to share. Actually, Rick's going to make it because he does a great job making it. He loves to make it, and he prefers it over regular pizza. And we even make a homemade crust on that one. So you will love this. So until 2 weeks, you guys have a safe and wonderful week, and we'll be back to see you, and have a wonderful day. Bye for now.